So today I'm going to show you how I made this DIY garden obelisk. Here are the cut links you're going to need. The materials list and all the specifics are on the blog, and I will link that below. The one thing on this video I want to point out to you is on the very bottom there, Hubs cut these at 6 degrees using a miter saw, and then we put the shorter end towards the center. That's what's going to give you the pyramid shape for your obelisk. It is slight, but that's what makes it so much easier to make. Okay. After that, here's the making the topper. You need a 5.5 inch square piece and a 4 inch square piece. We're going to find center. And we want to use a long screw for this that goes up a long ways into the filial, and make sure it's quite a bit thicker than the 4 inch square piece. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill this, and then you'll see me put the screw through the middle so that the other side sticks out a little bit, and then I can pop the filial on top of the screw. Now to make it attached, I put on a lot of wood glue. So now we want to take, and I want to center the bottom 4 inch piece, or the top 4 inch piece on top of the 5 inch piece. I just did it by eye, and then we're going to air nail it. Now you could use another method if you wanted to, but we got an air nailer, so that's what we did. And there she be, all done. Now the next part is to make little decorative supports. We did that instead of having fancy cross pieces, and to give it a little more structure. Instead of using basic triangles or whatever, I drew a little pattern, and Hubs was kind enough to cut them out on 1x3 lumber using the scroll saw. He did a total of 24 of these for each obelisk. There's the pattern. I'll put that's on the blog post. And then I just went ahead with the sander and quickly sanded off the big slivers. And if you look at it, anywhere that the curves were a little bit rough, I kind of rounded it out with the sander. Nothing too fancy. This is a garden project, so I just wanted it to be sliverless more than anything. Okay. Didn't take a lot of time because I have 24 of them to do. But there's the before and after. So now we're going to make the first ladder to our obelisk. And right here at the very top, you see Hubs has that 5.5 inch piece. And he's going to make sure that the top's even with those two sides. We're not attaching anything yet. And then I've got the specific distances marked down on the blog for you. And that's where he's going to put the cross pieces, the horizontal slats. He measures them, makes sure it's level, and then just lightly tack them with a air nailer to hold them in place. Now as he does that, you can see me moving the bottom, the legs, widening the legs. That's so that it's flush with the horizontal slats there, and that's going to give us the bottom width of our stand. Those legs do move around a little bit. So now we got the angle for the first one. I flipped it over and then we copied the exact same steps to make the second one. So now we have both ladders tacked in place with the air nails. The next step was to take and clamp them so that they were identical and firmly together. And then we went ahead, and Hubs went ahead and pre-drilled all the horizontal slats, and then he screwed them. And then I went behind him and I put wood glue on all of our support slats, put them in place, and then he would go behind me and air nail them. And we did that for both sides all the way from the bottom to the top. We just repeated the same process. Once you've got the first two ladders done, this is what they look like. Then you're going to lay them parallel to each other, angled so that they fit with the top 5-inch square on your topper, and that will give you your other two sides of your pyramid. Then you're going to take the longer cross slat pieces that you cut, and you're going to do the same thing that you did with the first with the ladders. Hubs went in and first thing he did was he ear nailed them, making sure they were square. Then I went in with the support pieces, and the funny thing with that is the thickness of the support pieces from the manufacturer was different than the thickness of the 1x2s. So I ended up choosing to put the support pieces, I aligned them with the end cuts of the cross pieces as you see me doing here. After we did this and got them in place, Hubs went behind me and tacked everything with the air nailer. And then once that was done, he went back and added screws to just the horizontal slats. We didn't put screws in the little support pieces. Glue and the air nailer is enough for that. This obelisk is really easy to make. We did it as a couple, and this here is the only part you really need two people for. Otherwise, it's just going to it's going to be fiddly. You want one person up on the ladder, and then the other person down on the ground handing them what they need. You're going to start by gluing the top, and then Hubs is pre-drilling all four corners here of the topper. And then you'll see him afterwards. There's some screws. I'm handing him the drill, and then he's going to put the screws into the top. on the first side corner, and then the opposite corner. Okay, once you're done that, when you're doing the other two, I went and grabbed some clamps, and we used the clamps to push in the other legs in to match the edge of the topper. Once that was done, he finished screwing everything into place, and we were done. To finish these little obelisks, what I did was I gave them 2 coats of a dark espresso stain. And when we popped them into the garden, because of the 6 degrees cut at the bottom, we made sure that they were planted deeply inside. I think they were dug about 8 to 10 inches down. Hope you enjoy it.